Sir Arthur Wellesley, the future Duke of Wellington, smiled grimly as he considered the task he faced. The brazen yet brilliant French general Napoleon Bonaparte had conquered most of Europe and had even crowned himself emperor. But by invading Spain and Portugal, he had finally overextended his forces. Iberia had become the soft underbelly of France's new empire, and the difficult job of splitting it open had fallen upon Sir Arthur. While the fate of Europe hung in the balance, he would cross swords with Napoleon's Grande Armée for the first time. There, he would either perish or emerge a soldier great enough to challenge Napoleon himself.
General Wellesley, you and your forces are to board troop ships in Portsmouth and sail to Portugal. When you arrive, drive the French under General Junot out of Lisbon. Be careful. French warships have been sighted in the Channel.
Thank you, Minister. I shall inspect the troops at Portsmouth and prepare to meet the great army of France.
How may I serve? Ready. How may I serve you? Leave no one alive. Surely. 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 Leave no one alive. Ready, surely. How may I serve you? Leave no one alive. Surely. Leave no one alive.
Welcome to Portsmouth, General.
Minister?
Your infantry, dragoons, and cannon are ready to board their transports. These frigates
My
have
king.
been assigned to be our escort, sir. French warships have been sighted in the Channel. We'll need to keep an eye out for them.
Excellent. We shall set sail at once. Our first goal, men, is to liberate the city of Lisbon. Then we'll drive Junot from Portugal.
Cheat activated. Cheat deactivated.
May I assist?
My king.
Ready.
My king.
Your command?
Lower the anchor.
Your command? Forward broadside.
Orders, Captain.
Helmsman.
Raise the anchor. Lower the anchor.
Forward
Broadside. Captain, raise the anchor. Fire on broadside. Raise the anchor. Lower the anchor.
Helmsman. Forward
Broadside. Lower the Raise the anchor.
Forward
Captain,
broadside.
raise the anchor. Fire on broadside. Captain, fire on broadside. Raise the anchor. Fire a broadside!
We are under attack!
Raise the anchor!
Lower the anchor!
Captain, raise the anchor! Fire a broadside! Raise the anchor!
Full broadside!
Captain, raise the anchor! Fire a broadside! Raise the anchor! Fire a broadside!
We are under attack!
Raise the anchor! Fire a broadside! Raise the anchor!
Lower the anchor! Helmsman! Full broadside!
Orders, Captain! Raise the anchor! Fire a broadside!
Helmsman! Raise the anchor! Full broadside!
Orders, Captain! Raise the anchor! Fire a broadside!
Helmsman! Raise the anchor!
Orders, Captain! Fire a broadside! Raise the anchor! Fire a broadside! Raise the anchor!
Helmsman! Full broadside!
Orders, Captain!
We've reached Lisbon, men. Now to expel
Raise the
these French
anchor.
interlopers and free the city.
Lower the anchor! Full broadside!
Minister?
How may I serve you?
Minister?
How may I serve you? Your command?
For king
How
and
may I
country.
serve you? Ready!
My king, for St. George. For king and country.
We are under
For
attack!
St. George.
Your command? Consider it done. May I
For
assist?
king and country.
Your command? Consider it done. May I assist? May I assist? Consider it done. Your command? Their heads will roll.
Lisbon is free again. But stay on your guard, men. General Junot will surely organize a counterattack.
For king and country.
Our next task is to locate General Junot and force him to withdraw from Portugal.
Your command?
For St. George.
Leave no one alive.
For St. George.
We are under attack.
For king and country. For king and country. For St. George. For king and country.
We are under attack.
General Wellesley, Junot has just delivered a message. He is willing to negotiate with you in person. He awaits you now.
For king and country.
How may I serve? Surely.
General Junot, the French occupation of Portugal cannot stand. Surrender, and I will personally guarantee your safe passage back to France.
I accept. There is no disgrace in surrender with honor.
General Wellesley successfully drove the French out of Portugal in 1808, but the generous terms he had offered to Junot caused an outcry back home in England.
General Wellesley should never have let the French go. He has behaved disgracefully.
And I say he conducted his campaign brilliantly. He behaved honorably and brought us victory against the French.
Despite the controversy, within a year, Sir Arthur was placed back in charge of defending Portugal. With the resources of the Portuguese crown now at his disposal and fresh operating funds from home, he was given a new mission: defeat the French army at the town of Talavera in Spain.
May I assist? Your command?
For king and country. For St. George.
Yeah.
General Wellesley, I bring
Minister?
word that Spanish rebels south of here in Badajoz are willing to join your army. But first you must help take Badajoz by sea.
For king and country. For St. George.
Ready.
Cheat activated. Cheat activated.
Yeah.
May I
Minister?
assist?
For St. George. For king and country. My king. My king, for St. George. Minister? Minister? My king. Minister? Minister? For king and country. My king, for king and country. For St. George. My king, for St. George.
We're under attack. St. George. Minister for King and Country. For St. George.
For king and country. Minister for St. George. My king. For St. George. For king and country. For St. George. For king Minister and country. My king, for king and country. For St. George.
We are under attack.
For king and country. Minister, for St. George. Minister, for St. George. King and country.
Badajoz has been liberated. The Spanish rebels have joined Wellesley's army.
Minister for king and country. For St. George.
How may I serve? The bell tolls for thee. How may I serve?
General Wellesley, an urgent message. The Spanish rebels have decided to attack the French themselves.
How may I serve? The bell tolls.
Minister.
We are under attack.
For St. George. For St. George. Minister.
We are under attack.
For St. George. Minister. For St. George. For St. George. Minister. For king and country. Minister. For king and country. For St. George. For king and country. For St. George. Minister. For St. George.
We are under attack.
For king and country. For St. George.
The bell tolls for thee.
Minister.
The French army at Talavera has been defeated. We must keep up the pressure. On to Toledo, and after that,
For St.
Salamanca.
George. For king and country.
Ready. The bell
My
tolls
king.
for thee.
For St. George. For king and country. For St. George. Minister.
How may I serve? The bell tolls for thee. Thy will be done. How may I
Minister.
serve? Ready. The bell
My king.
tolls for thee.
For St. George. For king and country. For St. George.
We are under attack. Ready. The bell tolls tolls for thee. Thy will be done. The bell tolls for thee. Thy will be done. The bell tolls for thee. Thy will be done. The bell tolls for thee. Thy will be done. The bell tolls for thee.
Toledo has been liberated. On to Salamanca.
The bell tolls
Viva
for
General
thee.
Wellesley! Toledo is free!
My king. For king and country.
Ready. How may I serve? Thy will be done. The bell tolls for thee. Thy will be done. The bell tolls for thee. Thy will be done. The bell tolls for thee.
Minister?
My king.
Minister? For St. George. For king and country. For St. George. For king and country. For St. George. For king and country. For St. George. For king and for St. George. For king and country. For St. George. For king and country. For St. George. For king and country.
With our victory at Salamanca, Napoleon's hold on Spain has been shattered. Let us advance across the Pyrenees into France and engage his imperial forces outside Toulouse. Victory is so close, I can taste it.
For king and country.
Yeah? We're under attack.
Minister? For king and country. My king. For St. George.
Yeah? Yeah? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes? Yes? Right away.
Minister, for St. George, for king and country. For St. George, for king and country.
Deactivated.
For St. George. For king and country. For St. George, king and country. For St. George, for 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 king and country. For St. George, my king. For St. George, for king and country. For St. George, for king and country. For St. George.
Cheat activated.
Your command, consider it done. Their heads will roll.
by the time he had defeated the French at Toulouse, Sir Arthur Wellesley had been made the Duke of Wellington, or the Iron Duke, as his enemies came to call him. As for Napoleon Bonaparte, having surrendered at Fontainebleau 3 days earlier, it would be many months before he and Wellington would finally meet in battle. Following Napoleon's defeat in 1814 and subsequent exile to the island of Elba, the corrupt Bourbon regime was restored to the throne of France. But they didn't hold on to it for long. Escaping from exile, Napoleon returned to Paris and, in 3 short weeks, raised an army that forced the Bourbons to flee to Brussels. Stunned by the rapid turn of events, the other major powers of Europe rallied to form an alliance. Sir Arthur Wellesley, the first Duke of Wellington, was called upon to lead the main thrust of the Allied forces against Napoleon. It would be the first time that 2 great generals were to meet on the field of battle. The Duke of Wellington was eager to assume command, though the irony of the situation was not lost on him. Napoleon and the French believed they were fighting for liberty, fraternity, and equality. The Alliance, on the other hand, were fighting ultimately to restore a dying aristocracy to power. But whatever the motives, Sir Arthur had every intention of winning the fight.
War is about to return to Europe, yet inside this palace, the exiled nobility of France amuse themselves at a grand ball. To think my men will die to restore them to power. Yet, nevertheless, how I long to return to the battlefield, to cross swords at last with Napoleon himself.
Sir, I've come from the Belgian frontier. French forces are assembling across the border. They appear close to launching their attack.
Do we have any word concerning our Prussian allies? We need Blucher and his troops as soon as possible.
Sir, according to the last report, they're advancing from the northeast. That is all we know.
You must locate General Blucher at once. Seek him out in these areas east of us. Determine his position and then report back to me. Quickly.
Your command?
Deactivated. Deactivated.
Consider it done. How may I serve you? Your command? Their heads will roll. Consider it done. Their heads will roll. Consider it done. Their heads will roll. Consider it done. May I assist? Their heads will roll. Consider it done. 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 Your command? Their heads will roll. Consider it done. will roll. Consider it done. Their heads 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 will roll. We are under attack. Consider it done. Their heads will roll. Consider it done. Their heads will roll. Consider it done. We are under attack. Their heads will roll. Consider it done. Their heads will roll. Consider it done. Their heads will roll. Consider it done. Their heads will roll. Ready. May I assist? Consider it done. Their heads will roll. Consider it done. Their heads will roll. Consider it done. We are under attack. Their heads will roll. Consider it done. 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 Under attack. Their heads will roll. Consider it done. 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 We are under attack. Their heads will roll. Consider it done. 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 Their heads will roll.
Excellent.
Consider it done.
I have located General Blucher and the Prussian reinforcements. We are fighting for our lives. Napoleon has driven us out of Ligny. Now we must counterattack the forces that followed us. To arms!
Ready. Your command?
We have beaten back our pursuers. A messenger must ride to General Wellington at once. Tell him we'll come as soon as we have regrouped.
But the messenger from Blucher never arrived. The Duke of Wellington had to prepare for battle, not knowing if the Prussians were ready.
We can wait no longer. Our own forces must be mobilized. I will ride to our encampment at once to rally the troops.
My lord, the small force we currently have will be no match for Napoleon. We must enlarge our infantry and dragoon divisions and assemble a suitable number of cannon.
How may I serve you? Ready. Surely. Yeah?
These civilians are the Allies' Corps of Engineers, who handle construction jobs. Guard them carefully, for there is no time to call up replacements.
Yeah? Right away. Ready. Leave no one alive. How may I serve? Surely. May I assist? Their heads will roll.
Minister?
Yes? Yes? Yeah? Yeah? Yes? 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 Right away.
May I suggest that, while building up our forces, we fortify our position on the hill of Mont Saint Jean outside of Waterloo. It is here on the map. From this hill we will command all the approaches to Brussels.
Yeah? Yes? Yeah? Okay. Right away.
Minister? For king and country. For St. George.
Ready. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Right away.
My king. For king and country.
Yes.
My king. For St. George. For king and country. For St. George. For king and country. For St. George. For king and country.
Yes. Right away. Okay.
My king, minister. For St. George.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Cheat activated. Cheat activated. Deactivated.
My king. For king and country.
Yeah. Okay. Right away. Okay. Right away. Okay.
Lord Wellington, we have just received word that the French are marching at Quatre Bras with a large force, under the command of Field Marshal Ney.
Quatre Bras controls the southern road
Minister?
to Brussels. We must make certain the French
Minister?
are stopped there. If their army should reach Brussels, all will be lost.
For St. George. For king and country. My king. My king. My king. My king. My king. For St. George. Minister? Minister, my king. Minister, my king. Minister, my king. Minister. For king and country. For St. George.
We're under attack.
Minister?
Marshal Ney and his troops have abandoned Quatre Bras. They are bypassing Brussels and moving to join Napoleon's troops at Ligny.
The English have won the Battle of Quatre Bras. As night falls, the English army has a chance to regroup and reorganize, but they must stay alert, for who knows where the French will attack in the morning.
Minister? Minister?
Ready.
My king. For St. George. For king and country. Minister? For St. George.
How may I serve you?
My king. Minister? My king.
Ready.
My king. My king. Minister? My king. Minister? My king.
Ready.
My king.
Ready.
My
I will
king.
be
For
done.
king and country. Minister?
How may I serve? Yes?
Sir, the French army under Napoleon's direct command is preparing to assault Mont Saint Jean.
Okay. Right way.
At last, the Prussian army under General Blucher has arrived.
Minister?
How may I serve?
Minister? My king. My king. Minister? For St. George.
Marshal Ney has been killed. Victory is within our grasp.
Napoleon has fallen on the field of battle. How much longer can the French troops hold out?
We are under attack. How may I serve? Thy will be done. Ready.
Minister?
How may I serve? All the city! They'll rue the dead. All the city! They'll rue the dead. All the city! They'll rue the dead.
My king.
Ready. Ready, I serve. How may I serve? How may I serve? How may I serve? All the city! They'll rue the dead.
The French army has been crushed. Napoleon has been beaten. Another generation of European aristocracy has been preserved, but it is only temporary. Napoleon was surely right. Their privileged status cannot survive forever, though sadly, neither he nor I shall live to see the change.